What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Ericko, and today we got urgent news for Pokemon Unite. So we are getting a patch basically tomorrow at 3 a.m. EST and 12 a.m. PDT and 7 UTC. So basically we're getting nerfs for certain characters. Well, nerfs and buffs. So what I'm gonna do is go through everything, and I have always forget on the other line who's gonna help me out. What's going on, my guy?
Hello.
And I'm gonna start reading what they have for us. So they're gonna have bug fixes, text fixes, and spectate feature released, a test release. So this is gonna be big. The spectate feature is gonna be great for streamers and spectating, like, you know, matches that are competitive. So, you know, there could be a future for tournaments on, you know, Smash GG or, you know, something of that nature with this mode. But let's get to the meat and potatoes. So we got Charizard, Flamethrower, cooldown reduced, effects on opposing Pokemon strength. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, with the flamethrower buffs, it looks like they're going to try to make it to where Charmander, because flamethrower is what he starts with, will be able to do its move more often so it can level up faster in the early game.
Right, and we have Fire Punch next, with the effects on the opposing Pokemon strength. So that's a buff right there. They want us to use Fire Punch. It looks like we're going you know, Flamethrower and Fire Blast, you know, just picking Fire Blast over Fire Punch. We have Fire Blast with the cooldown reduced, effects on opposing Pokemon strength. So overall, Charizard just got buffed. So, you know, they kind of shafted the main, you know, he's not the mascot. I know Pikachu's the mascot, but, you know, like, everybody goes crazy for this lizard. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. You want to take Talonflame?
Yes, with the Talonflame, we got Acrobatics getting damage dealt increased to Pokemon. So you're going to be starting out again. It looks like they're having trouble in the early game, so they're trying to make it to where they can deal more damage early on. But with Talonflame, they're also going to be buffing the Aerial Ace and the upgraded form of Aerial Ace to where it will also increase more damage. I feel like it's more because with Gengar performing so well and other characters like Absol, Talonflame's not really getting used in the jungle a whole lot right now because it's just mobility and scoring. It doesn't really have the damage to back it up, and it takes a longer time to get fully evolved.
Right. And you talked about Fly, right?
With Fly, it's just another damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. It just looks like all around the board for you know, just
buffs. All buffs.
Yeah, all buffs. It looks like it's going to be early game buffs, but then once the move gets upgraded into the Aerial Ace or Fly, it's also going to be increasing the damage. Aerial Ace is getting the double damage buff, so apparently that move is not being used as much. I assume because of, you know, Brave Bird or whichever move that they have in that slot, but to go with it. It seems like a lot of what they're doing is trying to beef up the other moves that aren't getting used as much.
Right. Oh, so let's move on to the next Pokemon, my favorite, Venusaur, the lettuce. We have Sludge Bomb. So the damage dealt to the opposing Pokemon is increased, a nice little buff. Effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened, so like the, you know, poison damage that they take. The Petal Dance, the move got an upgrade. Solar Beam, the cooldown reduced, which is actually pretty big because Solar Beam hits hard. The Unite move, also, you know, the damage dealt from that is also increased. So my boy Venusaur finally getting the love it needs. Let's go. Let's move on to the homie Absol. Take it away.
Well, with Absol, they're fixing some bugs with his basic attack. I'm not really sure what's bugging on it right now, but apparently it was worth them needing to update it. We also have Night Slash getting increased damage, and Sucker Punch also getting increased damage. Again, I think it's just where Gengar is so dominant right now in the jungle with ZERAORA that you're not seeing that many Absol players, because if you're going to spend the 10,000 coins right now, you're most likely going to spend it on Gengar, because Gengar is the top jungler.
See, and Absol in general, like, is a strong Pokemon, like in the beta, so like him in the jungle is just gonna be crazy now, which is great. We need more diversity, because Gengar is like a little too crazy to deal with, just like I always said. Next up, we have a Wigglytuff. The following stats have been increased: defense, special defense, and HP. As you couldn't make this Pokemon any more bulkier than it already is. Next, we got Double Slap. Damage dealt to the opposing Pokemon increase. Effects on opposing Pokemon are strengthened, and also Sing effects on opposing Pokemon are strengthened. That move is so annoying. Just the fact that got a buff kind of gets me mad, but it is what it is. It's all good. Dazzling Gleam. Bugs were fixed. I can't really tell you what the bugs were, but I'm gonna pass it to my boy Always, since this is his main.
Yeah, next we got Eldegoss, and Eldegoss is going to be hit really hard, it looks
Our
like.
only healer is gonna be hit hard.
With Cotton Guard, they are lengthening the cooldown, and the HP restoration is decreased, because Cotton Guard is used in most builds, regardless of if you go Pollen Puff or Leaf Tornado. Most people are still going Cotton Guard because the shield is so strong, and it helps with your team dynamic, where it's a large area that it puts shields on.
Right.
We also are getting a buff to Cotton Spore. The cooldown will be reduced. The effects on the opposing Pokemon will be strengthened, which the effects are like a knock up. You have slow. It's also dealing damage. So it's not a bad move. It's just right now Cotton Guard is so strong. So it looks like they're trying to flop a little bit to where Spore might get used more often, because we're not really seeing it. It's also going to increase the defense and special defense that Cotton Spore gives while you're using it, because while you're in that move, you get increased speed buff, but you also get increase to your damage reduction, and when it upgrades, you get even more damage reduction. So it will make Eldegoss kind of tanky, but at the same time, it's losing its shield with the heal. But the heal wasn't that great with Cotton Guard. It was just the shield was so important. But with the heal being reduced even more, Cotton Guard might turn out to be the lesser choice, because it won't be enough sustain.
Right.
We
right.
also we got the Unite move, Cotton Cloud Crash. The HP restoration will be decreased, which is a huge blow to Eldegoss, because as everyone knows, the Unite move is its largest heal, and it is so important in team fights, because if you're using it right, some people use it to go into the battle. So if you're doing it that way, you're kind of like losing the effect of the heal. It has a knockback, so you get displacement from the enemy team, so you can shove them off of a Zapdos. But with that heal being reduced, it's gonna make it interesting to see, because you're gonna have to use it to try to save your team now, instead of using it just as a initiating move. So it'd be interesting to see. We might be, maybe they're working on a new healer, so they want to reduce the one we have. But as of right now, that's how it's looking.
Spoilers, we might get Blissey. But anyways, let's move to our boy CINDERACE. The following attack stat has been decreased. His regular attack, his base attack, Blaze Kick, damage dealt to the opposing Pokemon decreased. Fate, the move is downgraded. Again, we don't know what downgraded means. We will have to wait and see in a couple hours to see what that means. Pyro Ball, damage dealt to the opposing Pokemon increased. So Pyro Ball, you know, it got a little buff, but everything else got nerfed. So CINDERACE literally got shafted. In my opinion, it's gonna be a low tier character now because like he was a heavy hitter for no reason. He was, you know, hitting hard. But let's move on to the pride and joy that everybody was waiting for. Our boy Gengar. So
yeah, it looks.
Go ahead.
Go. It looks like they're gonna be fixing bugs for his basic attack. You've played Gengar some, haven't you? Have you noticed anything about his basic attack?
Honestly, I haven't really been messing around with his basic attack. All I've been doing is just spamming Sludge Bomb and Hex. But yeah, no, I haven't noticed what bugs they were, but his bugs are gonna get fixed. So if you guys notice it, there you go. Shadow Ball, the damage dealt to the opposing Pokemon is gonna be increased because nobody is picking Shadow Ball, so this is gonna entice people to pick it. And then afterwards, Hex, like I said earlier, we don't know what downgrade means. Might be a longer cool time, or I don't know. But all I know is he's getting a downgrade, and that move really needed a downgrade. Next up, we got Dream Eater. The move is upgraded, also the same thing. I don't know what it means, but it has to be good because nobody picked Dream Eater and nobody picked a Shadow Ball. So I like what they're doing here is because like they're not completely killing off the character, you know what I'm saying? But they're just like weakening his like overpowered Sludge Bomb Hex option, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this was like the right type of a buff. I mean, nerf, but we'll have to wait and see how this performs, you know. Next up, take it away.
Next we got ZERAORA. So the other big jungler is also getting some nerfs. It looks like there was the bug fixes with Spark. Again, not really sure what the bugs are, but apparently something was wrong with it. We also have Wild Charge getting a buff. The damage dealt to opposing Pokemon will be increased and the cooldown will be reduced. I assume just to try to make it to where his lesser used moves are being picked more often, so we're not seeing the same build every time we play. The big news about ZERAORA is his Unite move, Plasma Gale. The damage dealt to opposing Pokemon will be decreased. We don't know how much it will be decreased, but from the sound of it, we shouldn't run into the 1v5 situations that we've been seeing with ZERAORA's ultimate, because we all know ZERAORA's Unite move's damage is just ridiculous.
And I'm going to miss that the most. Next up, we have Cramorant. Whirlpool damage dealt to the opposing Pokemon has been decreased. Dive. Damage dealt to the opposing Pokemon is increased. So, I mean, Whirlpool was his moneymaker. Like, that's one of the moves that forced opponents, to interact and fight, put them in situations that they felt uncomfortable. But I mean, I feel like that's why they're decreasing its power. But, Cramorant, I felt like it's one of those Pokemon that were flying. It was flying under the radar, but Pokemon ended up catching it. So, I can't really say if it. I never really played Cramorant, so I can't say if it's good or not, or what's gonna happen to him as a whole. But yeah. Next up, Machamp. You want to take it away?
Yeah. I was just waiting. You skipped over the dive from Cramorant is getting increased as well.
Oh no, I said that.
I just heard the Whirlpool. My bad.
Oh no,
Um,
good.
Yeah, which that will be interesting as well, because it has like a 2-second cooldown already.
Definitely.
But yeah, with Machamp we have another bug fix for his basic attacks. So apparently they're having a lot of issues with basic attacks from the looks of it. It looks like his cross chop is getting nerfed, which I can see why. Machamp has so much speed and mobility with submission, and cross chop is such a strong move because
So
it can go
annoying.
through. It could go through the walls, like if you get Crustal Wall, you can go straight through it with cross chop. So the damage being decreased is nice because it was a little unbalanced. If you dealt with a good Machamp and they were using that move, it's hard to live because you're not running away from him without using an eject button or something in that nature. It looks like close combat they are buffing. I think it's to do with where most people run submission, so close combat's not being picked as often. So they're trying to switch up to where you're not seeing the same every time you see a Machamp. You already know, okay, this is what Machamp is going to be running because that's the only move worth running. It looks like they're trying to fix that to where it balances the character more.
Right. Next up, we have Lucario. So for all of these characters, I'm gonna name them at once. We got Lucario, Greninja, Alolan Ninetales. So they're all getting bug fixes. Lucario's gonna get bug fixes in Power Up Punch, Bone Rush. Greninja, Basic Attack, and Alolan Ninetales in Snow Warning. So there you go. There's Pokemon Unite. First patch. Hopefully, this is definitely gonna change the metagame 100%. The way it's being played, it's gonna be very interesting to adapt the ranked. Comment below what Pokemon you guys are most excited about using after this patch, and always thank you for your analysis. Always great to have you on. And yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Come through to my streams. We do a lot of Pokemon Unite. I've been streaming this game since it came out, so make sure to hit that sub button for more Unite content, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.